what it is B.U.G Antman. Welcome to my studio sessions at Cam Kirk Studios.
On the way, I push 144 for these inch. Others I pay 144. Every night I come alive. We know ones I brought these vibes. So my young boy post outside. We gon' send them to the sky. I met Tati in Miami.
I got the name B.U.G Antman. So before, I used to just be like Lil Antman, Young Antman, some shit in high school, coming up in high school. But I wanted something like different, like in front of my name. I knew I wanted the acronym B.U.G. I was like brainstorming with my brother. I was like, yo, what could B.U.G stand for? Like, and then we just came up with bringing up greatness. I was like, nah, this shit hard. Like, and I also knew like if I put greatness in front of my name, like I'll have to live up to that standard. So, this definitely made me put that extra work in to, live up to that name for sure. My first introduction to music was actually a diss track. Like, so I got started off with this. Some nigga had dissed me in high school, and then my partners had the home studio, so I went to their crib and just cooked some shit up real quick, like the next day, literally. And then the whole school was fucking with it, so I was like, man, I gotta keep going with this shit. Like, especially when I started hearing other schools bumping the diss track, I'm like, damn, okay, yeah, I gotta keep going with this shit for sure. I'm just like a highly competitive person, like by nature, whether it's sports or music. I look at the music game like a sport, you know what I'm saying? So especially coming up in Atlanta, bro, it's extremely competitive. Everybody, trying to do the same thing I'm trying to do. So I just hate that feeling of someone outworking me. So yeah, I'm just always competitive for sure. So after I dropped the diss track, I probably got back in the probably that same week, just with my brother, and we just started, fuck around, experimenting and shit in the studio. But yeah, probably like a week after I dropped the diss, I got back in the yo. So when I locked in with my director in like 2021, Anti-Mortem, and we started dropping visuals alongside the music, that's when I started seeing a lot of like growth and people really started to tap in. So I think at that was really a turning point. I started taking like, pride in my visuals to add on to the world I'm building. I would describe my sound unorthodox. Like, I'm hitting a lot of different lanes, right? I'm not trying to just stay, one genre. I'm trying to be very versatile with music and trying to be as different as possible on the mic. So I would say unorthodox for sure. Atlanta influenced my sound heavily. Just saying, like, all the greats that came before me on this shit, like the Thugs, the Futures, André, T.I., Gucci, Jeezy. It's just like the list goes on and on. Cardi. It's just like I'm just trying to add on to that, to that long line of history. Like, I feel like Atlanta's been running the game probably for like the last 20 years. So even contribute to that, it will mean a lot to me for sure. So that's what I'm trying to chase at for sure. What inspires me when I make a record, it really be off the rip, like the beat. When I first sound I'm hearing, when I hear the beat, cause like I don't write, so whatever I'm just feeling at that moment, and that combination with the beat sounding like whatever vibe the beat giving up, that's usually how I approach the track off the rip. You know what I'm saying? Cause it's just cause I don't write. I definitely prefer the home crib. Like, honestly, I prefer to be alone. Honestly, it's just like I feel like I'm locked in by myself. It's just like I don't gotta worry about nobody like hearing me get into the zone. Like, it's not. I know I be sounding crazy on my ad-libs. I be screaming and shit. I mean, in the studio, I don't give a fuck too. It's like I'm still learning to just work with different engineers and shit. But I definitely like to cook at the crib for sure. It's my preference. So the moment I realized like, shit was really going, like, you know what I'm saying, shit was gonna work out, was like, I'll say when I met Travis Scott and Offset at the Travis show in Atlanta, probably in like 2024, end of 2023. I mean, yeah, I was backstage and my manager Busy was playing my song, and then he's like, hold on, let me go grab Offset. So Offset came in, you know what I'm saying, he walked in with the stank face, like bumping his head on some shit. I was like, okay. So Offset, fuck with, coming from the North, like, that's a Northside legend. Seeing him just acknowledge my music put a battery in me. And also then Travis walked in the same, like literally 5 minutes later, now they both turning up, just like vibing to my music. So that validation really took a long way. It's like, okay, yeah, I got this. Like, these are two artists I'm looking up to majorly. So the most rewarding point of my career so far has have to been, man, probably performing at SOBs in New York recently. Like, that's just a legendary venue, bro. It's like I got the chance to perform there. It's like the night before the show, it's like I went back and just looked at all the artists that, the legends that I got to perform there. So it's like, man, I get to perform that shit. I get to write that shit out. Like, that shit was a good feeling. Also, definitely also getting signed, like, that was something I was working hard at for a long time. That's another great accomplishment for me, for sure. In this journey, man, I never once thought about quitting. Like, no matter how hard this shit got, like, no matter how low, the starting point was, I never once thought about quitting this shit. Like, I always knew, like, I'm gonna figure this shit out. Like, I always knew I was creative enough to figure it out. So, yeah, I never got discouraged. That just goes back to my, like, competitive nature. Like, yo, I'm gonna get this shit, like, one way or another. Like, never once thought about quitting.
45 for these apps, others out. I pay 145 every night I come alive.